Alright friends, family, my name is Skylent, and look, I try to be friendly, but I can also be toxic. I like to be critical, and I like to speak my heart and say it how it be. And whenever these games came out and I did my reviews, a lot of people didn't like that. A lot of people were like, oh man, this game's awesome, you're gonna be mad whenever it's a big ol' esport, and nope, didn't. These games all shut down. I was right, you were wrong, told you so, but I wanted to just, let's rewind it, let me tell you so again. These are gonna be 5 games that shut down, and they deserve to. I'm basically saying that, and this is really hard for me to say because I feel like no game should ever really be shut down. I feel like they all can come back. In fact, you wouldn't believe this, but for most of these games, I actually applied to be a part of their development studios. I don't know, I thought I could make a difference, and these games actually, conceptually, were close to my heart. But the execution was so bad that when I made my videos, I had to say something. I had to say, no, this is how these games are perverted, they're wrong, and they will shut down. They will not work in the ecosystem that they're trying to exist in. And, well, that happened. So, let's do this one more time. I'm gonna rant this out, but let's still, at the same time, darker video, but let's have some fun. Do this. Okay, now we do more damage, and I got my log club. Let's go, baby, home run. I got trample. I got this. I can left shift. I can Q if I need to. Oh yeah, man, this is happening. We're doing that do. All right, guys. First game's gonna be The Amazing Eternals. Ooh, Amazing Eternals was a game that actually, do you guys remember that? Amazing Eternals might be a game that you forgot. So let me refresh your memory. It was actually gonna be published. It was being made by Digital Extremes. So Digital Extremes, they kind of had this dream to be publishers. They wanted to make games that was other than Warframe. So they were going to publish a game called Survived By. That also did poorly for monetization reasons. And yeah, The Amazing Eternals basically is going to come down to a monetization problem. Most of these games kind of have that problem, but The Amazing Eternals was going to be a hero shooter that had card mechanics, which actually was very reminiscent of, I don't know if you guys ever played it, but vanilla Paladins. I'm talking like early access, NDA access. They had these random card mechanics. Yeah, Amazing Eternals is basically going to be like, as you played and as you leveled up, you get a random draw of cards, and then from those cards, you pick which abilities you want, kind of, a little bit. So sort of progressive, like a MOBA. The way Paladins eventually evolved is much more fair, much better. Everyone loved it, the loadouts plus the shop system. But Amazing Eternals was still gonna go for that weird kind of random board game, actually aesthetic. It was sort of like this retro board game aesthetic, and then literally the gameplay was gonna be like that. But in the end, the actual physical feeling of playing the game was bad. It was really bad, and then you had to unlock card packs and heroes, and it was kind of weird and complicated in a way, but at the same time the gameplay was really, really stupid and straightforward, and it just seemed like maybe a fever dream that could have been something really fun and random, but it just wasn't. So yeah, if you're gonna go random and chaotic, then just do it. Amazing Eternals could have been that, could have been a really fun, cheesy game, just like Team Fortress 2 can be, but it just, it just didn't. It just stopped short. And then, yeah, Digital Extremes pulled the plug really early. They could not nail it down. And basically, I'm going to say this probably again over this video for a couple of games, but essentially, Digital Extremes was trying to print a cash cow. They saw a trend, they saw a couple of trends, and they knew a monetization scheme that could work, but in combination, it didn't. So, yeah, I really hate grindy, RNG-based games that try to nickel and dime you to an extent and really just kind of jump on trends and half-ass it in the end. Didn't seem like they're really fans of hero shooters or anything like that, even though they have a hero shooter-esque PvE style game. It's not the same. The netcode was bad. It overall just felt really bad. It felt like a really bad Halo port with like a weird Overwatch-inspired mod slapped over it. It was just weird. Anyways, that's all I got to say about The Amazing Eternals. That was an incredibly short-lived game that did not deserve to have the life that it had. If it could come back as a totally different game, honestly, maybe as a PvE game, then hell yeah, that'd be pretty sweet. We can kill it. Oh yeah, I don't know what my ultimate did, but I did it. Okay, next up, that deserved to be shut down. It's gonna hurt some feelings. It's gonna hurt some feelings for sure, but that's gonna be Paragon. It's gonna be Paragon. So this is a game that a lot of people, we know whenever I do like games I miss, like I'll say Gigantic. Oh boy, I miss Gigantic. Oh, I even miss Dawngate. You guys remember that game? I'll say a couple of MOBAs or something like that, and somebody will be like, oh, I miss Paragon. And look, I don't hate people that say that. I get it. There was actually genuinely some cool stuff about Paragon.
I like the graphics. I like that they tried to make a graphically impressive MOBA, which makes sense. MOBAs are kind of slower paced. You know, you can get away with it. They were going to make it cross-platform. I actually played it a good little bit on PlayStation 4. So don't get me wrong. It's not like I don't play these games or didn't like these games. Again, I literally interviewed for some of these games, including Paragon, in which I told them every reason why the game sucked, and that's why I didn't get the job probably. But Paragon was slow as fuck. And everyone's saying, I swear to God, everyone in the comments were like, no, it wasn't slow. Yet they consistently tried, you know, over months, like, okay, it's a little bit quicker. Okay, it's a little bit quicker. It's like they acknowledged that the game had like a pacing issue, but they just never really fixed it. The game needed fundamental, drastic changes. But the big thing that really rustles the jimmies is going to be the fact that Paragon being a MOBA, so like, you know, you have Gigantic with the leveling system, Heroes of the Storm traits, or itemization in Dota and League of Legends. You know, let's take those systems. What if we fucking sold that to you? Yeah? So basically they gutted part of the game, and then you had to buy the abilities or buy the progression outside, like with microtransactions. Yeah. So they try to emulate something like Hearthstone deck building and put it in a MOBA. Anybody that forgives this system, you're a traitor to all of us, actual real gamers. You know, yeah, I just cannot believe that you would defend a system like that. Absolutely fucking not. Has no place in a competitive genre like MOBAs. I think they could have had really fun deck building, things like that. Not impossible. Again, Paladins has loadouts, which though you do have to purchase. But anyways, you know, there are games where you have outside progression. Even League of Legends with the mastery system, you actually have, you know, unique customization. You can throw that in there, jump into the game. You could have make it work. If you wanted it card game mechanics, you could have even done the Amazing Eternal random card thing. I think that is a possibility. I don't see why not. There's like mods and stuff in Dota 2 where people do that. Why not? But basically they try to make a competitive MOBA that looked really pretty to be a cash cow. They wanted people to whale it up, and most people were like, no, this game's not even that much of a spectacle. It looks pretty, but it's really fucking slow. And then the grind to actually play the characters that I want. Also, let me just add this, most characters were kind of a clone. And really, no game exists in a vacuum, and that's going to be for most of these games. They fail because other games just do it better. Paragon has a direct competitor with Smite, which just does it better. Some people will say Paragon is vertical and there's vertical gameplay. That's basically fake news. No, not really. It really didn't. Compared to Overwatch, even compared to Battleborn, compared to Gigantic, nope, it did not. So yeah, Paragon's fake news, and it kind of deserved to be shut down. It did not shut down because of Fortnite or the success of Unreal's other stuff. No, it just shut down because it wasn't the cash cow that they thought it was, which is going to be like all these games. Doing things, boys. Oh, wait, maybe I shouldn't have just ran out. All right. Next, dudes, Battleborn. I actually just mentioned it, but it's gonna be Battleborn. By the way, the list is actually going from games that I think, you know, like number 5, it could have like turned into something. It didn't really get enough time to breathe or become what it wanted to be. Paragon, you know, with time could have been something too. And number 3, it's like, you know, it really did try. Like we really saw it's mostly its full life cycle. I know its population died instantly, but yeah. Okay, so anyways, ton of drama with Battleborn. But really, it was a full attempt. It wasn't just an early access game thrown out. It wasn't, you know, a cash grab at first. That could have changed. It could have evolved. No. Battleborn, and going up the list, these are games that really, almost in no way, no, they should have, they really deserve to be shut down. Battleborn had its PvE content ready. You know, it had a campaign that you could play through. Kind of Borderlands-y, I think, with the humor, a little intense. Kind of missing the mark there with everything, really. But yeah, then it was like a MOBA. It was like a first-person shooter MOBA. So it was a hero shooter, but really, it was a MOBA. Versus something like, you could say Team Fortress 2 or Overwatch or Paladins. No. It was really a MOBA that kind of had like a really weird map design. The visuals were like the most cluttered I've ever seen a game ever. It was disgusting. And it was just really unplayable, incredibly floaty. Nothing felt great, nothing felt good. And I played a few characters, and I have to say, there was some high skill ceiling with some of these characters, but overall, it just felt so clunky and awkward and ewy. Like, it's hard to describe all the little, like so many little things that were just complete sins when it comes to competitive game design. And then, you know, the vomit obviously on the screen and the awkward humor, but I do think some of the characters were interesting. I thought the art style was interesting, and my big three, hoping for the future, was like, oh man, Overwatch, gigantic. And yeah, I thought Battleborn was gonna be a game. I thought I was gonna make my whole career focused on hero shooters, but it turns out making a game like that might be a little bit difficult. So we only have a handful now, and they're very, very different, minus Overwatch and Paladins being very similar. So Battleborn had a lot of competition, and it just kind of went in a lot of weird directions. It didn't quite know what it wanted to be, and yet it released fully, and they had no dreams to change it around. It went free to play way too late. You know, it really should have just launched free to play. They should have expanded the PvE, and it should have been a boss in a box focused game. That would have made it really cool. I think they tried to make it like a looter game, but then with bosses, and everything was just sort of slightly half-assed, but with a lot of polish, but then that polish looked like vomit anyways. So it was just I think in the end, it was just an incredibly misdirected game, and especially with all the drama that goes around this company, I think we can all agree that is almost certainly the case. This game could have been amazing, but with their full-hearted, seemingly attempt, that full-price AAA production, nope, it completely freaking pooped. And sadly, it really did deserve to be shut down. But they did it dirty. If it launched free to play, I would have a totally different mindset on this game. Yes, you don't see me. Yes, and there's that. Hey, boys! Hey, don't pick up the gun! Stop picking up the guns! I won't kill you! Wait a second. Wait a fucking second. Those weren't real players. All right, dudes. Number 2, and a little bit of toss up here, but I'm gonna say Radical Heights. Now that might wrestle Jimmy's as well for some people, but guys, Radical Heights wasn't good, and it was so obviously like a poor man's attempt at jumping on the Battle Royale train. But here's the thing, which is kind of weird, is actually, honestly, all of these games, again, could have been something, but Radical Heights, I'm gonna say it, I have to say it, it really kind of, in a really bad way, could have been fun. Now here's a couple of reasons why I didn't have fun that maybe you missed. There were bots in this game. So you might actually notice that in some games, especially mobile titles, seemingly they're online, and they might have some online players, but a lot of the times, a lot of players act like bots. I tested it, Radical Heights totally fucking had bots. So, you know, to make it seem more popular than it was or what have you, that shit needs to be open. Honestly, that needs to be like some legal disclaimer shit. If a game pretends to be online and isn't, or is half online or something, oh my god, that's cancer and very unfair. But Radical Heights was basically because Lawbreakers failed, and Cliff Bleszinski's Boss Key Productions, he didn't want to give it up. He wanted a last Hail Mary, and Radical Heights was an idea. It was a concept, but they really kind of failed it. Really, I'm going to tell you what it should have been. It should have been Tony Hawk Pro Skater, the Battle Royale. And if you actually see, they have skateboards, they had bikes, they had tricking, and they had like a lot of ridiculous retro stuff into it. But I think the aesthetic could have been ironed out a little bit more. I think the score and point system could have been ironed out a little bit more. And we actually see people playing and having fun with really random and casual battle royales, even though now it's known as a competitive genre. You know, we have like that total accurate battleground simulator game. There is like Darwin Project, etc. There's even some PvE ones. So Radical Heights could have made sense. It could have existed in the ecosystem if it was given time, but this game was seriously just shit out, and I'm sorry. I love student games a lot of the times. I love games that can be just pooped out. I poop out YouTube videos like this one right now. But this game in particular, it was like they were selling it. Also, it was soft pay to win for a day or two. There was just a lot of kind of lying around the production of this game, and they tried to make it seem like it was bigger and better than it was, but it genuinely looked like it was made in a day. I really think some YouTuber out there could probably do this in a day and probably make a better game with more original concepts. So a lot of people did have fun with it. That's just the nature of, you know, this new blossoming genre, but Radical Heights really wasn't that radical. It didn't go to new heights whatsoever, and that's fine. There's tons of clone games out there that I fucking have fun with. But Radical Heights was seriously like basically like, okay, homework's due in 5 minutes. Let me copy your homework and let me scribble it down. I don't know. That's really how it felt for me personally.
You can tab NPCs, but this is a book. Oh my god. Can I get the diary, please? So you can't just F on the diary. You have to actually select it, and you can't tab it. This is shit, dude.
All right, guys, number 1. And this one should have been seen coming, but that's Bless Online. Little history about Skylent and Bless Online. I actually had some of the most fun ever playing an MMO, playing Bless Online, because I went to San Francisco. I played with a bunch of other MMO YouTubers, and we played in a very specific, isolated dungeon sort of experience all together. Everything was kind of, it was a very particular vertical slice of the game that was really cool. So I was actually part of the partner program. I did one video, a couple videos actually promoting it, like, oh my god, this game's gonna be cool. And then when the game launched, in that stream, I was so hyped. And then the first 10 minutes, I was like, oh fuck. Oh god. Oh Jesus. This game sucks. And then it just went downhill. I didn't even play. I don't even think I streamed for more than 2 hours. When I played the game, I was like, oh no, I'm getting the fuck out of this game. It was broken as hell. This game could have been decent. And actually, the Xbox version, maybe it might be okay now. I think some people are playing it and they're like, it's okay. I think this game shouldn't have been an MMO. It should have been like a dungeon diver, and I think that goes for a lot of games. But Bless Online just did not have the infrastructure, the balance, or really the ambition to truly be an MMO. It was so half-assed. But in saying that, even though I think Bless Online deserved to be shut down, I do think that games should be reborn. I do think games can come from the ashes like a phoenix and be changed around. Like I said with Amazing Eternals, if that was a PvE game, what would Bless Online, instead of being this weird open world PvP game, but then also focused on dungeons-ish and then have like shitty questing? I don't know. Like, you know, it tried to spread itself. It's way too thin to be an MMO. It should have just been a game where there's arena PvP and then there's dungeon diving. So you and 4 players just jump in and, you know, do the do. The dungeons actually could have been really fun. And you wouldn't have to worry too much about netcode and etc. The game just launched in such a bad state. But there was little pieces of magic, just like all these other games, little pieces of magic. So, you know, the new version of this game that's on Xbox right now, is it worth playing? Or if any of these games ever come back, or a game ever has a resurgence or a private server, which actually Paragon will. Paragon does have a private sort of reimagining coming. Some players took the assets and are remaking it in Unreal Engine 4. Is it worth playing those games? Probably. You should definitely check those out. But in the original incarnations of these titles as they launched and everyone was like, oh, fuck, this sucks. Yeah, I'm sorry, but I agree with everyone who said anything negative about these games, and hopefully you guys who are fans of the games can kind of see why they shut down and not be too butthurt. Yeah, there were some bad reasons, and not only bad reasons, but I think really toxic things that if these games were allowed to live, that it would really spell a lot of doom. Like, you know how like we let gacha games run rampant on mobile devices and how that's infecting a lot of our other games? Yeah, we would have more of just shit that's being, you know, just thrown down our throats. So Bless Online was definitely one of those shitty MMOs where we were like, oh no, not another one. No, not gonna fall for it this time. So hopefully we can do that more for games. When they come out, we gotta call them out on their bullshit, friends and family. That's what I always say. But I also say keep the hype alive, so we'll see. If something is truly good, then yeah, promote it. And I gotta say that in the comments below. If you like something about Bless Online, which I did the dungeons, I like the dungeons. If you like something about these games, let me know in the comments below. And, you know, and one last memory. Let's do it. But that's it, guys. I just got those 5 games. To reiterate, Paragon, Battleborn, The Amazing Eternals, Bless Online, and Radical Heights. Those are 5 games that I honestly feel deserve to be shut down, and I don't think that past those 5, there are many others, if any, I can't think of any, games that really deserve to be shut down. I really hate that term. Again, my motto is keep the hype alive, and even though I can be more critical and toothier and biting in my criticism, I want to just say that I'm emotive. Okay, when something sucks and it's draining the life out of the thing that's awesome in my experience, then yeah, I'm gonna be like, dude, that fucking sucks. I love this game for the most part, but this one thing is ruining it. So I call it out. I try to do my reviews, and honestly, every fucking time fans always they kill me. They kill me. I get downvotes. I get dislikes. And then when I do a video like this, they're like, whatever. You're just beating a dead horse. Well, guys, support me, support my voice, and those in the community, maybe get your head out of your ass, okay? Just because you're obsessed with a game and addicted to a game, I really would hope that you can be unbiased and look at the greater picture of how this ripple affects the community and other games. And every single one of these games had something about it that, you know, if it was pay to win, most of them were pay to win, or it was just a cash grab, or it was just shit out or something like that, or drama surrounding the development. We can't let that shit slide, guys. For consumers' sakes, for the developers and crunch time's sake, you know, for everyone's sake, let's try to make better art. And that's all I gotta say. Let's make the best that we can. And that's coming from me, and I just poop out YouTube videos. So thanks for watching and subscribing and supporting my poopy videos on Patreon and all that good stuff. Much love, keep the hype alive, and I'll see you again next time.